is Katherine Groppe. This is the Lab Discussion 2, Part 1 for Enterprise Networking Security Class CPSC 68500-001. This recording is discussing the first part of Lab 2, which covers the first point here, configure all switches here, configure OSPF, the default static route, and the VLAN trunking. The rest of these will be included in a second video, which will be uploaded later and as a part 2. So the process for completing this was to subnet out the networking, and that will be added in at the end as a what is that? As a table. Currently, right now, it is not a table, but it will be put in as a table before the final submission of Lab 2. For the lab, let me just... Okay. For the lab, I do configure and subnet out to the third subnet, these 3 here. That was good. I had no issues doing that. I had no issues configuring the routers and the servers to have this information. I had no issues creating the SSH v2 support. I had no issue with configuring the loopback 1 interface. Well, I did have issues creating the loopback 1 interfaces, but they were easily troubleshooted. The OSPF was easily troubleshooted as well. That was somewhat difficult as well, making sure that everything was connected. Configuring the static route was not difficult. It's been a minute since I've done it. Let's see. Do I remember? What is it? Yeah, as you can see, as I'm scrolling through this, all the commands I had to do to create the IP routes. Let's see. No router. And clearing out the router and everything. Yes, it took a minute to figure out what commands I needed to implement in order to make it work. Let's see. Where is this static configuration here? Oh, where are you? Oh, we're on the switches now. I know I configured it. What date is this? Nope. We've gone too far back in. No, we're not far enough. Huh. Here it is. So, or somewhere around here. Having this configuration. I did have an issue with, oh wait, we're on the 17th. Oh, here we go. I had some issues with creating the VLANs because I could not figure out what I was doing wrong. I did figure it out. I had to do router on a stick to allow for the configuration to work with the VLANs. So router 3 is working as the IP interface for both switch 2 and switch 3. There is connectivity between PC2 and PC3. Let's see, can I SSH? And then for the telnet client, can I SSH hostname or IP address? What is your IP address? It's 200.200.200.200.1. And what was the lovely username that I put in for this? Now this is for, what router are you to? Leo. Leo. Boop. Hit connect. So this, I know this works, and I know I have it blocked. The only issue is right now, is I am currently trying to complete the rest of this lab, so some of the configurations are out of whack and have thrown off the rest of this. PC2 and PC3 can ping each other with no issue. Here I'm pinging PC2 from PC3 and vice versa. Let me pull that up for you. And that's pinging. There we go. So, other than that, I had no real issues just with configuring the VLAN and then getting the OSPF to initially work as well as the loopbacks. Let me verify and see how long this recording should be. Apologies for the rambling. I am tired and frustrated with this assignment. Where is Blackboard? Blackboard. Courses. I'm looking it up on my phone if you're wondering why you're not seeing anything. It's just because I am trying to ensure that this recording stays pretty. Okay, and to go from here, we need to figure out how to do the last four, which is configuring router 2 as a PAT router, which I'm having trouble with. Configuring the ACL, the extended ACLs with the echo replies, and configuring the port security. And I will update you in part 2 of this. Again, this is Katherine Groppe with Enterprise Network Security, CPSC 68500-001. This is Lab 2, Part 1.